All right, gang, here we go. This is Chem 2, Unit 3, and we'll be talking about formula weights and percent composition. So nice, easy, short video here. All right, so formula weights. So this is the sum of the atomic weights for the atoms in a chemical formula. Okay, so we just take a chemical formula and look at the periodic table, take all the weights and add them up. So you gotta, so like for sulfuric acid here, you got H2SO4. Okay, so you take 2 times the atomic weight of hydrogen, that's that part right there, plus 1 times the atomic weight of sulfur, that's that guy right there, plus 4 times the atomic weight of oxygen, that's that guy right there, and then you just add them up. Okay, so 2 times 1.01. So remember, in my class, though, we're always going to take the atomic weights of our elements to the hundredths place. So we're going to round it to the hundredths place. So this would be 1.01. This would be 0. 7 or 8, kind of depends on what periodic table you're looking at, and then 16.00. Anyway, and so you get something, you multiply them by how many there are and add them up. Okay, molecular weight is essentially the same idea, but it's for the atomic weights, and we do it for a molecule. Okay, so before it was for before it was like just the formula, so it's kind of like a situation where all squares or all squares are rectangles, but not all rectangles are squares. All molecular weights are formula weights, but not all formula weights are molecular weights. Okay, because molecular weights only apply for molecules. Formula weights can be for any chemical compound. All right, so glucose is a molecular compound because it's made up of all nonmetals. So to find the molecular weight of glucose, we take 6 times the atomic weight of carbon plus 12 times the atomic weight of hydrogen plus 6 times the atomic weight of oxygen. Add them all up and you get the atomic weight, or the molecular weight of glucose. Okay, so let's do a practice problem here. All right, here we go. So it says, which of the following is the correct formula weight for calcium phosphate? All right, so we got to make sure we know what calcium phosphate is first. This is partly why we spent so long doing the doing nomenclature practice. Okay, so calcium is Ca, and it's got a charge of 2 plus because it's an alkaline earth metal. And then phosphate is a polyatomic, so this is the ones you have to memorize, right? So phosphate is PO4, okay, and it's got a charge of 3 minus. Okay, so we're going to crisscross them, so the calcium becomes 3, and then the phosphate, we put the parentheses and we put 2 out there. All right, let me erase the charges here. All right, oops, not highlighter. Pen. Okay, so there's calcium phosphate. All right, so now we're going to add them all up. So we take 3 times the calcium, and how many phosphoruses do we have? Well, we have 2 of them, right, because of that subscript 2. So 2 phosphoruses and then 8 oxygens. All right, we're going to add them up. So calcium, look at the periodic table. Calcium is 40.08. Now remember, I'm using one off the internet, which I think it's slightly different than the ones that we use in class, just in a couple of hundreds places. All right, so if your number is slightly different, don't get too worked up about it. All right, 40.08, and then 2 times our phosphorus value. Phosphorus is 30.97, right, 30.97, and then oxygen 8, and then 16.00. All right, so then we just plug this all into our calculator. 3 times 40.08 plus 2 times 30.97 plus 8 times 16. We get 310.18. Okay, 310.18 AMU. Okay, so it's got to be that guy, right? Easy stuff. And another practice problem. Okay, you can do those on your own. To double check your work, simply just type in that formula on Google and it'll bring it up like right away. Okay, percent composition is simply finding the percent of your mass that is whatever element is that you're asking about. Okay, so in order to find it, it's kind of like finding your score on a test. So you take the mass of that specific element divided by the total mass times 100. So you take the number of atoms of whatever element it is you're talking about, multiply that by the atomic weight of that element, and divide it by the formula weight of the compound, and then times 100 to get it to a percent. So for glucose, remember glucose was C6H12O6, right? There's 6, so then there's 6 carbons. The atomic weight of carbon is 12.01. Okay, and then the formula weight for glucose, which we found earlier, was 180.0. So 6 times 12 is 72, divided by 180 times 100, and you find out that glucose is 40% carbon by mass. All right, so we'll just do one here together. Okay, so it says, what is the percentage of nitrogen by mass in calcium nitrate? So we've got calcium again, so calcium is 2+, and then nitrate, well, nitrate's another polyatomic we have to have memorized, so it's NO3-. All right, crisscross, so the 1 comes down here, but we don't write the 1, so this becomes CaNO3-2. We'll erase the charges so they don't confuse us. Oh my goodness, I erased the parentheses. So CaNO3 parentheses 2. All right, so calcium, so we got 1 calcium, 2 nitrogens, 6 oxygens, plus add them together. So calcium is 40.08. 40.08. Nitrogen is, we got 2 of them, so nitrogen is 14.01, and oxygen is 16.00. All right, make sure that's curvy so it looks like a parentheses. All right, so we say 40.08 plus 2 times 14, 28.02, plus 6 times 16. I get 164.10. 164.10 AMU. Okay, so that's the atomic weight. That is the atomic or the formula weight of calcium nitrate. But we're not quite done yet. Ooh, they gave us options I didn't realize. All right. So that's the atomic weight, but they want to know what's the percentage of nitrogen. So to find the percent comp, we'll take the number of nitrogens times the formula weight of nitrogen, okay, divided by the formula weight of our compound times 100. All right, so our percent comp would be the number of nitrogens. Well, there's 2 nitrogens, so we'll take 2 times the formula weight of nitrogen, which is 14.01, and we'll divide that by our 164.10 times 100. All right. So we say 28.02 divided by our 164.1 times 100. I got 17.07%. 17.07%. Right. So B. There you go. Cool. So that's about it for calculating percentages. You can certainly do those other ones for practice problems, but they're really pretty easy. Essentially just a little bit of math. All right. So that's it for this video. Hope you had a good time. Do your homework. Let me know if you have any questions.